God. No.
Hello, everybody. Do your parents yell at you for not believing in God?
No, listen. They don't actually
Did
do
I
it.
would be pathless.
They don't actually do it.
Damn, right out the gate.
Here, I gotta-
Everyone got that whole crew laughing.
Yeah, okay, we gotta get a
I think the best way you can turn that around is say, "Do you believe in Atua?"
Praise be.
Oh yeah, Danganronpa.
Ah,
Danganronpa.
Killing Harmony.
Simbar and Shelly being like, what the fuck is an Atua?
Which you can follow Digital Joshi's Danganronpa streams
Or play-
on Digital
play-
Joshi on Twitch and YouTube.
Or support the
play-
official release.
Never play the game
Yeah.
yourself. Only watch it
Yeah.
on Digital Joshi.
No,
I was
but-
real sad about that last episode of Game Grumps.
Oh, okay.
Well,
In Jesus' name.
Oh, they're
amen.
not making any more? Oh, darn. That's crazy.
At any rate, we're going
I
to.
can't really talk about it because I didn't want to give a spoiler, so I just have to say I was sad about it.
For Danganronpa 2? Yeah, probably, because Orange did in fact have someone who was looking into playing those games that came into the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Apologies for being vague. I was trying to keep, virgin.
Just
unspoiled
relax
safe.
about it, man. It's no big deal.
Also, they didn't say any spoilers. Like, we
Mhm.
weren't like, oh yeah, character bit dust, ate pants.
What?
Anyways.
I never said that you did.
8 p.m.
Remember, everybody.
No
Eat
Russian.
pant. And enjoy your tickle flakes.
What are tickle flakes?
I think people are just saying things. I don't think there's any
People are
sense.
saying things.
Imagine not
They
knowing
don't know
these
about the
things.
tickle flakes.
Yeah, they don't know. It's
It's really
fine.
fake.
It's fine.
Can't
it's fine.
believe they don't
have
know
to.
about.
I mean, first
Tickle
time I
fake.
heard you guys mention those in the chat, I just googled it and I only found flakes
Yeah,
from
because-
Apple
because-
Yes,
even-
Because that's
not
the
real.
it is
name.
beyond the
It's
knowledge
not
of the
real
internet.
It's not a real name.
What are you talking about? Look, you're just
not
not in the
real.
know, you see. You're not in the know.
Con,
yeah-
it's something.
You gotta
It's
be in the know to
something
know,
that,
you know? Randy knows.
Talk about bullshit all night instead of reading a visual novel.
No.
No.
No, I want to get to the good juicy stuff!
We've been getting to that good juicy shit.
I know, but I want to keep getting into it. I want my teeth to rend into it. Nar, nar.
Okay then.
Let's go. I'm
Go
pretty
on.
sure B wants to voice Leon if they appear.
Mm-hmm. When they appear. Let me just make sure all the audio shit's taken care of. Cancel out my browser. No more sensual Killer 7 music. Here's Umineko.
Only aggressive Killer 7 music now.
Yeah, that's right.
Is there
We're
a
gonna do
difference?
the
Rayvon just starts playing.
later. Oh yeah, Rayvon. God, that's a good track.
Whoa.
I was super not ready.
Hmm.
But yeah, seriously. Not only was Yasu slow-witted, that kid also lost stuff all the time.
But even so, Yasu always had this look, like someone else had taken whatever it was away. It really pissed me off. Ugh.
That kid just doesn't know how to concentrate. He always acted in that dreamy way without thinking. It's no surprise that you'll do bad work.
But it was only like that in the beginning, right? After some time, that kid started concentrating, and all this bad stuff stopped happening.
Really? That's all my stuff. Also stuff that anyone should be able to do anyway.
Oh, my mic's on mute.
Jelly.
Learning to do things that everybody can do is a part of growing up.
I doubt the rest of you were so clever about everything when you first started, yes?
Are you kidding? If we weren't clever, we'd never have been selected to work for the Ashiramiya family.
We're supposed to be the elite! The fact that Yasu was young was no excuse!
That's right. If Yasu isn't supposed to learn cleverness by growing up, then that should have been done before coming to work for the Ashura-miyas.
Come on. That kid worked really hard to balance school and work. I think you're all being too harsh.
We decided because we made it through a harsh process, right? There's no need for us to pamper Yasu.
I'm sick of this. I don't get why someone as dull-witted as Yasu was chosen.
Being selected as an Ushirimiya family servant was an achievement that all Fukuin children respected. The older servants had achieved glory by making it through the strict selection process. Yasu was so clumsy that they all wondered why that child had been chosen. Of course, Yasu was working very hard for a child of that age. However, before long, the unsatisfied older servants started being mean to Yasu whenever they got the chance. Even after getting used to life in Rokkenjima, Yasu didn't manage to make a single friend. At least, not any human friends.
Act 3, Dazed and Raptured.
Yes, that can sometimes happen, and always when you're busy. Perhaps a fairy is pulling pranks on you.
Ready?
It's a witch pulling pranks on me. I mean, I know I put it right there and I looked away for just a second. It disappeared. The witch burnt me again. I left my master key behind. Madame found out and I got in a lot of trouble. But I always put my master key in the pocket after I use it. Why was it in a place like that? And it's the third time it's happened. The last two times I realized it was in my pocket and managed to find it before anyone found out. But the third time, Madame found it. I was really mad and frustrated with that witch in the red dress.
The interest of his pranks can be quite troublesome. But if you're dealing with a but if you're dealing with a witch, shouldn't a ritual of some sort do the trick?
A ritual? Kumasawa-san started fishing through the kitchen cupboards, saying, "No, we did that."
Where did that get to? Wait, was I not supposed to?
It's
No,
fine.
you're fine.
It's fine.
Fine.
You think she finally found it read to me was a kite string. She stretched it out for me to see, and then used a knife to cut off a 50 centimeter piece.
Try tying this end to the key. Then tie the other end to your pocket button or some other place that doesn't stick out. This charm represents the ritual of a spider web.
Spiderweb? Like the ones the evil spirits are for catching with fear?
Good, I'm glad you remember. It is said that the spider webs on this island are imbued with magical power, and they can be quite effective at repelling evil. See, if you stretch it out like this, it looks like a spider web, doesn't it? This way, the spider web hating Beatrice. That spider web hating Beatrice won't be able to prank you anymore.
That does make sense. It really does look like a spiderweb when pulled tight. Since Kumasawa says so, it must have some pretty strong evil repelling power. I can just ask her to make several of these items for me, and then I can tag them to everything I don't want to lose. But, of course, that wouldn't be very practical. I'd have strings all over me. But what about things they can't keep tied to me? Like pencils and erasers.
For things like that, there's a different ritual. All you have to do is make a house for... Sorry, that just kind of caught me on the card. All you have to do is make a house for Mr. Pencil and Mr. Eraser.
Make a house? You mean build a roof and a bed and stuff?
You don't actually give the house, you are giving them one. For example, take the knife I cut the string with. A very useful thing, aren't you? I want to go home! He's such a lonely kid that he wants to go home the moment he steps outside. So if you leave him anywhere else, he'll get lost and start crying. Yo, legit tip right there. Like, I learned to put things in one place, and that really helped. See, we just left Mr. Knife lying there, so he got lonely and started crying.
Poor thing. We have to get Mr. Knife home.
Mr. Knive's house is right there in the butcher block. See, his whole family of knives is waiting for him. Mama, I'm home! Welcome back! See?
Kumasawa-san returned the knife to the knife holder under the sink. Even though she had done something so ordinary, I felt slightly moved, as though the lost little knife had finished its adventure and finally returned home. But this slid in the spot it was supposed to be in. All the knives would be together and could have a party. Then Kumasawa-san said we should give them their privacy. And shut the door.
The poor things hidden by the witch must get lonely easily. So when the witch tells them that she'll take them somewhere fun, they're happy to go along with her. How can you stop them from doing this?
Take them home right away.
Exactly. They're lonely, naughty kids, so they'll go with the witch if they get the chance. So you must always take them home quickly.
Still you?
Sorry, my Alexa was going off. Didn't want to.
Oh,
Look at that Mr. Key you just tied to a string. He's sitting there all alone, crying and asking you to put him in his home in your pocket.
I'm lonely. Damn it, it's gone. The voice of the lonely Master Key finally reached my ears. I hurried to pick it up. Took the upper end of the string and tied it to my lock button and put the key in my pocket.
You are roboting quite a bit now.
God damn it. Just a second. It's better now.
Talk a little bit more.
Is it working okay now?
Should be.
Okay. I hurried to pick it up, took the other end of the string and tied it to my pocket button and put the key in my pocket.
See? I'm home! Mr. Key gets lonely so easily. So let's take him home after we use him, okay? If you keep making little friends like this, even Beatrice Summer won't be able to prank you much longer. That was like the most surreal scene that I've been in.
When break time was over and I stood up to see what I should help with next, I felt a bag and the key with the master key fell to the floor. Once again, I had left the master key on the side of the sofa and forgotten it was there.
Rindy, I'm sorry, but you really are roboting right now.
Can't take this for now. I guess I'll just spot my PC.
What?
she said can't take it.
Can't take it for now.
Oh, okay. Once again, I had left the master key on the side of the sofa and forgotten it was there. The instant I stood up, the string pulled on it and it fell to the floor. Without Kumasawa-san's spiderweb charm, would probably have left that master key ring lying here again. The master key left all alone would have been led away by the witch and disappeared. That was close. And once again, I heard the master key, who had almost been left on its own, cry and tell me that it wanted to go home. I'm sorry. Come on, let's go back home to my pocket. Yay, I'm home. Back at last. Thank goodness. I almost got pranked by the witch again. Who's speaking?
Is that Virgilia?
I'm going to
Is it Beatrice?
say
I think
Oh,
it...
what's this?
I think,
What,
yeah.
what amusing notion using string like that?
All of a sudden, I heard a wild, shocked voice from over my shoulder. It was a voiceless voice. A witch's voice. The kind you can't hear unless you try. Beatrice?
That's me, my friend. You've got about your key again, and just what I was about to tease you a bit.
It's a spider web charm that Kumasawa-san showed me. Apparently it does its job very well.
Indeed. I hate to admit it, but it does. I certainly wouldn't want to touch that. After all, you wouldn't want to put your finger on a razor and slide it across now, would you?
That's a scary example. My finger hurts just thinking about it.
But good for you. You didn't have to get yelled at by Natsuhi for losing your key again. You should be thanking me.
Why?
Because I know you. You learned that ritual, correct? Thanks to that, you've managed to avoid that screw-up of forgetting where you left your key once again. In other words, it's all thanks to me. Don't I deserve some gratitude?
Is this better now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have at Rindy.
I really don't like it, but she does have a point.
It is not working. You are still roboting.
God fucking damn it. Ah!
Sorry.
It's fine. It's not your
Maybe. Hold on. It's weird because, like, Randy didn't robot when she was fucking speaking out loud.
Are you downloading anything?
Is this better?
I don't think so.
What the fuck?
Say a sentence.
A sentence.
There.
That is very much not a sentence,
There-
but that also seems to be working.
Yes.
Stop all downloading.
I really don't like it, but she does have a point.
Okay, it's back. You're back. You're good.
Because of all the trouble Beatrice caused me, I took the Kumasawa-san and learned the ritual from her. Even without the witches pranking. Oh my god. Just a second.
Apologies, the Neko in the Umineko is being rather loud.
It's a very loud seagull.
Golden Theater MFs be looking at a bird being like, what kind of cat is this? It's a seagull.
Is this
Even
a
without
cat?
the witches. Even without the witches pranking, if I didn't have the ritual, I would have gone to my next job and left the master key there. If that happened, then surely I would have been able to find the key, and it would have been a big mess.
We call this punishment to make an example. By magnifying your mistakes, I've shown you what they are as a friend. Don't you see how much you've grown?
I get a feeling that Kumasawa-san is the one I should be thanking, not you.
My. What a thankless job we witches have.
Anyway, I win this time. Okay, I need to get back to work now.
Very well, my friend. We'll call this your victory. However, I'm bad at giving up. I'll keep watching you even more closely now, until I can even the score. Prepare yourself. There are still several small items that a person like you is likely to forget. You can't attach strings to all of them.
The spiderweb ritual is the only one I have. I also learned the take them home ritual. I won't let you have your way anymore.
Let's see how well you actually do. Even so, that's quite the bright smile you've got there. When a witch appears, it should be time to cry, not laugh. Your break time is over. See if you can manage to do your job today without slowing down the older servants.
Sure. Today is Sunday, and the weather is wonderful. I'd better do my best.
Indeed. Go to with all you can manage. Oh, that's right. Stanon's been in a bad mood all morning. You better try and avoid eye contact with her. Also, your fortune for the day is water hazard. Make sure you take care when standing near buckets of water. If this is you we're talking about. I'll be waiting for you to knock over a bucket and get scolded just like usual.
Thank you, Beatrice.
Con, this is over to you now, yes.
Back when I still couldn't see her, I simply hated this prank-loving witch. But now that I could talk with her, it felt as though she wasn't all bad. Of course, there was no need for me to be grateful to her. To the witch called Beatrice who despises boredom, mocking the misfortune of others is like what eating food is to us. Humans and witches are different. Incompatible beings. And yet, it felt as though we could become friends. Of course, she's still a witch. I mustn't get careless. And yet, not being careless is a good thing. Thanks to the tricks and rituals I use to keep her at bay, I'm able to concentrate. That could hardly be a bad thing. Those things will be useful for my job and my life, even when I don't have to worry about the witch's pranks. I see. So this witch called Beatrice really is like a demon. Apparently, it's possible to build up a friendship even while speaking hostilely to each other.
Ever since then, there was an incredible change in that kid.
Because of all the rituals?
That's right. That child was quite faithful when it came to obeying rules, and flawlessly followed all of the rituals I taught.
You mean by attaching strings to everything? And by doing that, going the whole thing all the time? Yes. That kid would sometimes say it out loud. It was really cute, like watching someone play house with a bunch of dolls.
Just like a kid.
But they were a kid, right?
With adults, you can say something one way and all of them will understand. However, there really are so many different types of kids and many different ways to teach them things. If you could find just the right way, they learn quite easily.
Some kids are better when they're punished, and some are better when they're praised.
I used to scare a neighborhood kid and tell him a fairy would take his things if he didn't keep good track of them. That was the same, except the fairy became a witch.
Still, doesn't that sound like fate?
After all, you knew this kid would be Beatrice's child, didn't you?
Yes, I did know.
It must have been strange. To tell Getty's child that the witch beaters would play pranks on you unless you put your stuff away neatly.
When the child came and told me that a witch was stealing things and pulling pranks, it made me think. Did that line not go through?
No, it did.
Okay. I took it as a sign that the late Beatrice Sama had become a witch and was coming to teach her child to keep track of things. That's why I thought the best way to teach that child... Oh, sorry. Well, whatever.
It gives her a little bad reputation for forgetting and losing things. Must get a lot more cheery after overcoming those bad habits.
By surpassing weaknesses, those weaknesses become strengths. And that is how people gain confidence and grow up. Those small spurts of growth made me feel as though this was my own grandchild.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much, Genji-sama.
Genji-sama.
Thank you very much, Genji-sama.
Good work with the big cleanup today. We never know when an important guest might come and borrow one of the rarely used rooms. It is important that you do not slack off in your cleaning.
Of course. All of us are fully aware of this fact.
I hope that is the case. When I look around, I found this. Whose is it?
Genji took a master keyring out of his pocket. Apparently, someone had dropped their master key. All of the servants swung around to look at me, the usual offender.
Come on, Yasu. Again?
You shouldn't be so quick to judge.
I have mine, of course. There's no way I'd drop something that important. And the rest of you?
I have mine.
Got it.
So, it was you, Yasu. Do you still not get it? Even after that scolding madam gave you? You're so...
Normally, I would cower and apologize under their glares whether I was guilty or not. However, I've changed. So, I proudly held up the key with the string still attached.
Huh. A device to keep yourself from dropping it. Commendable, precaution.
Genji-sama's face was expressionless as ever. However, those were unmistakably words of praise. That's right. You won't drop them anymore. After all, you have your ritual now. That's right.
I nodded proudly, a huge smile on my face. The proud experience of that day, of that moment, would be engraved into an unforgettable page in the memory of my young life. So, whose key did Genji find?
There was only one servant who hadn't raised her key. As she mattered,
It has to be Yasuo's key, not mine!
it fished in her pocket. Her face went pale.
You mustn't slack off, even when you're doing your everyday task. But everyone makes mistakes from time to time. I will not press the point, but blaming your teammates instead of reflecting on your own actions is not something I would consider praiseworthy.
My apologies.
The older servant turned red and hung her head. Behind her, that no one else could see it, was the witch.
My friend will not make the same mistake again. After all, even though I've always got my eyes on this kid, I can never find a chance to try anything. But it's a shame. If this girl here has lost their key, I should have tried pranking her long ago.
Please don't prank people other than me. Huh? Did you say something? No, nothing.
I tried not to feel vindictive. But after being called dull-witted for so long, I was finally able to hold my head up high. On that day, for the first time, I truly felt as though I had gotten used to life as a servant in the Ashiramiya family.
When people compliment you, it feels like they finally acknowledged you.
It's very important. People can't grow without it.
And what happens when people grow?
First, it becomes possible for them to find some leeway. Jobs that used to make them scared, then make them worry about whether they're doing things the right way or not, can be carried out with confidence.
That's right. Once things become easy, it gives you some latitude.
And what happens next?
It gives you a chance to enjoy your time more. As Genji might say it gives you time to relax your mind.
If you're tense all the time, that just wears you out.
So true.
It's good to take it easy for a bit if you can.
Word.
You mean you learn so much? You can learn so much you can start slacking off on the job?
Come here, kitty, get off the stage, come on! Sounds bad when you put it that way. However, there's nothing wrong with cleverly carrying out your task quickly and using your free time to enjoy yourself. Times like that are what enriches a human's life.
Come to think of it, go to plays crosswords a lot between jobs.
He also invents dishes with the leftover ingredients.
Playing a bit and refreshing yourself can also be good for your efficiency. You might say that inventing dishes combines work and play. Even Genji slacks off when no one's looking. He'll watch TV or swap some of his master's drink. And he reads complicated books.
Even Genji?
Okay. Oh. It's fine, it's fine. Even Genji?
There you go. In short, it's all about cleverly using the gaps between jobs and play. If it goes too far, it can turn to laziness. However, people only become mature when they learn to balance work with pleasure. Simply put, if all you care about is work all the time, you're not fully mature.
So, that kid learned how to play between jobs.
It's hard to imagine that overly serious kid slacking off at work.
It started with learning how to interact with people. That kid formed a relationship with Kumasawa, the person who was always kind, and started borrowing books from her and talking together about them.
Even I had friends at school, but because of my work, there was no chance to deepen our friendship. Jessica was always kind and modest, but there was Natsuhi's stern order to think of, so we couldn't play together very much. So at that time, Kumasawa was the one who was always as kind as a mother to me. Was the person I felt closest to.
Kumasawa was old enough to have grandchildren. They couldn't exactly run around and play together. You developed an interest in Kumasawa's hobby.
And what's Kumasawa's hobby?
Books. Rather hard to believe, but Kumasawa was a huge mystery novel fan.
So the kid wanted to find out what sorts of books they were and started reading them?
That's right. The nice thing about mystery novels is that you can talk about them while you read them. Even Kumasawa, who already knew the answer, must have enjoyed listening in and hearing what sorts of theories a young intellect could create. Isn't that right, fellas?
Of course, I didn't start right away with the complicated books Kumasawa read. First, I asked for her recommendations and got books from the school library. I would even bring them into the servant room and read a bit during every break. Every time a new theory popped into my head, I told Kumasawa about it. And she, who already knew the answer, would nod at my theory and grin. That was a lot of fun for me.
Are you going to take a bath? Bedtime's almost over. Yeah, just a bit more. Another one of the Indian figures just disappeared. You've become a total mystery nut. If you get too excited reading, you won't be able to sleep again. According to Kumasawa-san, the culprit has already appeared. But I don't have a clue who it is. What's that book called? It's by Agatha Christie. And then there were none. It's really interesting. Almost like it's a crime happening on Arkanjima. That's a really famous mystery novel, isn't it? Wasn't it one a perfect crime, at least until the culprit confesses to the truth in a message at battle in the end? An incredible book. Shh. I'm enjoying myself, so don't spoil me. Go take a bath now. I'll go by myself later. Okay. See you later then. Don't forget to take a bath, okay? Holding a change of clothes, Shannon smiled amusedly as she left the room. I probably won't be able to read the whole thing tonight. Even though I know that, I just keep turning the pages, unable to find a good place to stop. My new joy, the mystery genre. The mental game of thinking and theorizing. And also talking about it with Kumasawa-san. All of that left me enraptured.
You seem to become a complete bookworm. Well, if you do stay up and get sleepy, that just makes my job easier.
We can't have that. I'd better find a place to stop soon.
In the ancient times I was born in, pleasures such as mystery novels didn't exist. I've been reading over your shoulder, and this truly is a captivating read.
But, who do you think is the culprit?
In And Then There Were None?
Yeah. Who is this UN Owen, I wonder?
The culprit who lured the victims to the island, of course.
There are no more than 10 people on this island, and UN Owen doesn't exist.
Someone must have stranded them on the island and waited somewhere far away from them to die of starvation.
No, that's not right. He or she is on the island. They're one of the 10 people. I just don't know who.
How do you know that there's only 10 people on this island?
That's just how it is. Since if you doubt that, you're stuck. Or it's just a standard rule of the mystery genre, or...
The culprit owns the island, correct? They must be hiding in some hidden room. Or perhaps they're like me. Maybe a 1,000-year-old witch. No, if they went to such lengths to kill a mere 10 people, they couldn't be 1,000 years old. Whoops. 495 years at best, I'd say.
Closed rooms do appear a lot in mystery novels. And books often use the phrase, "It could only conceivably have been done with magic." And here I am, with the witch ready for my eyes. It's a complicated feeling.
Very entertaining, these closed room murders. Once you read the answers, it becomes a tale of humans or a mystery novel. But if you take out the part that reveals the answer, it becomes a tale of witches or a fantasy novel.
That's an interesting way to look at it. So there's only a tiny difference between human novels and fantasy novels?
If a trick exists, it becomes a human novel. If there isn't one, it's a witch novel. Simply check out the last few pages of the book you're reading. You might think of Lady UN Owen as a witch on the same level as myself.
That might be surprisingly wise coming from you. So, the culprit of an Atlas detective novel is a witch.
All the dark places in this world belong to us witches. So it could reign as the culprit for all detective novels across the world.
Except if you reason it out right and find a true answer, then the witch is done for.
The detective novels can be quite intriguing, it seems. It looks to be a truly entertaining thinking game.
That's right. This is a thinking game. You fight against a book, make its theory, and then compete against friends who've also read the book.
Perhaps, but it's also a fight between humans and witches. Will you allow or deny the magic of my closed-room murders? Call it a chess match of mystery.
So, it isn't a book reading, but a challenge against you.
Indeed. As Shan said a short while ago, the story apparently has the truth revealed by the message bottle at the end. So if you can't expose the truth of the tale before that point, you lose. After all, the message bottle just happened to drift somewhere that it could be seen. If it got smashed and sank before anyone saw it, this would be a perfect crime. Or in other words, a witch's crime that's impossible for humans.
That's a fun way to look at it. A fight between me and the witch. Yeah. I really like thinking of it that way.
Starting now, and until you finish reading, I am Lady Owen of the 495-year-old witch. Can you see through my deserted island murder tricks?
I do have one theory. You want to play with me, don't you? I've been reading books so much, you've gotten lonely.
That too.
incidentally. The game Pietro and I played around, and then there were none, ended with my defeat. In the end, I wasn't able to build a satisfying theory, and I had to learn the truth from the message battle. Luckily, it did manage to drift into human hands. If it had sunk to the bottom of the ocean, as Pietro suggested, I would have had no way of knowing the truth. In other words, I was forced to acknowledge you and Owen as a witch. Mystery, I once thought it was just a genre for novels. To think it can so easily become a fight between witches and humans, truth and fantasy. I was instantly enraptured by this new game. As the months passed by, I read through all of the mystery novels in the school library, and started to read mystery novels for adults.
I discussed them with Kumasawa. I discussed them with Shannon. I played my game of theory chess, the fight between witches and the truth. Those days were so much fun. Oh, I am one, yet many. Here's to the fun game of the mind that enraptured me.
Act 4, New Days.
The months and years slid by. In my new, more colorful life, I smiled at the spring sunshine peeking through the trees, gazed up at the column of summer clouds, enjoyed the piles of fallen leaves in autumn, and played in the winter snow the few times it did fall. As these days passed one after another, there was a considerable change to my environment. The servants coming from the Fukuin house had switched. There weren't specific grades like in school, so there was no rule saying how long a servant could work before quitting. Each servant made their own decision about when they would graduate from Rokenjima. Some of those who couldn't stand the environment would quit in as little as 3 days. After all, life on Rokenjima was strict. It was also strict in the Fukuin house, of course. But there were a lot of Rokenjima-only rules. And Natsuhi, the one who supervised the servants, was also very authoritarian. It was probably easy to feel trapped. That trapped feeling and the money sat on opposite sides of the scale that they used to decide the time of their graduation. And sometimes, someone from the Yoshiromiya family would use their influence to secure someone a new job, encouraging them to spread their wings and start a new life. The cycle usually lasted 2 or 3 years. No one decided this, but it was one of the goals most servants shot for, an unspoken rule. However, I was an exception to that rule. I continued to go to school on Nijima while still living as a servant. That year, all of the Fukuin house servants quit at once. It wasn't at all rare for friends to quit at the same time as each other. All of my fellow servants from the Fukuin house graduated from the island at once, leaving only me behind. Of course, I wasn't on particularly good terms with them. On the contrary, it was annoying to be treated like a kid and called Yasu all the time. Though some new servants had come after me, the older ones had already gotten them believing that Yasu loses all things all the time. So it wasn't really any more pleasant to have new comrades. Those unpleasant older servants, as well as the new ones who started at the same time or after I did, all quit at once. The Yoshirimiya family made no effort to stop them from leaving. Adult servants were easier to handle in the first place. The Fukuin house servants were only accepted so that they could be trained. And so, all of the servants beside me left, and no one tried to stop them.
Later, Yasu. Don't go losing your stuff again.
I don't lose things anymore.
Later. Make sure you listen to what Madam says. Don't you go troubling the next group of servants.
You know, it's still a mystery. How was Yasu recommended for this job?
It's even more surprising that Madam let Yasu stay this long.
Must have taken some guts to not give up and run away. Keep it up, Yasu.
I hate being called Yasu. At the very end, I finally said the one thing I'd always wanted to say to them. However, they basically ignored me and just picked up their things and left. I guess you never got a chance to become friends with them. I didn't even want to. Yeah. I'm sure they feel the same way, so you're even. Let's just forget about those people. They no longer have anything to do with us. So there's no reason to think about them. Yeah. You're right. I just felt a bit disappointed. I never got a chance to prove to them that I could take care of myself. It's hard for people to throw off their first impressions. That's just how it is. No matter how wonderful you grow, those people would have probably always called you Yasu and made fun of you. There's no reason for you to want their admiration. Yes. Yeah, you're right, Shannon. I'll completely forget about those people. Good. You have two great friends, Kumasawa-san and me. And if you want to prove that you can take care of yourself, prove it to the new servants who are coming. Shannon was exactly right. Ever since that day when I held the key with the spider web charm up high, I'd regained my confidence and pride. I am now the most experienced Fukuin servant. The new servants who come will still probably be older than me, they need to teach them the ropes as the more experienced servant. Genji-sama even told me to lead the newest servants as a senpai. Okay, I'll give it my all. That's the right attitude. Let's give it our all together. Yeah.
My name is Asne. Pleased to meet you.
Is this Bill's?
Yes.
Yeah.
My name is Belne. Belne?
Belne.
Is that it? Pleased to meet you.
Berune, if you will.
Belne. Pleased to meet you.
The newly arrived servant looked a bit superficial. When I first joined the Shurmia family, I was incredibly nervous. However, I couldn't see any trace of that nervousness in those girls. That's right. Usually kids with good grades and behavior were selected.
How were they selected? Who did it?
The board of directions came and interviewed them. And they were judged on other things, like their everyday conduct.
Okay, so I'm gonna break things really quickly. Josh, you can cut this part out. I need to know what song this is, because I've never heard this song before in my life. It's called Puppet Show? Okay. Because, like, this sounds like a song from... I know I have, but I don't remember it. This sounds like a fucking... No, it sounds like it's from Chrono Trigger.
Alright, so while the tension has been broken, I need to ask, why did you decide now to all go to the Lunon profile pics?
Lunon takeover, baby!
Why now?
Because this is the last time Lunon's gonna do anything.
I knew Lunon was actually gonna do something.
No, Lunon does literally nothing.
That was the last of Lunon. She didn't do anything.
That is the last time
literally the
ever
last time you'll
Like,
ever
I
see
looked over to Noir's name and profile picture, which he changed to like Lunon Zar something. I was like, so is this a spoiler? Was this like an inside joke that I wasn't? What's going on?
It's
Lunon time.
So we've been having a bit of a joke about this because Khan has been holding on to Lunon for a very, very, very long time.
I've been also holding on, like,
And this
okay,
is
so when's...
Like, this is the character that ultimately amounts to nothing.
Alright, so
Damn it.
I gotta admit, that's a bit of a disappointment.
Really?
Wait, why?
I've been holding on thinking, it's like, it seemed like an important thing, and it's like, I've been... Oh, it was a total, not even red herring.
I thought Lunon would have been a key servant.
No,
Damn it, AC, I can read the red from here.
Just because something gets mentioned in the story doesn't mean it's important.
Because we're not playing Danganronpa.
There were multiple times where, like, I will, like, hear something and think, wait, is that a thing? Nah, probably not. And then it turned out to be a thing.
Man, it was so weird.
Now I feel like I have to hold on to everything.
It was so weird because I just heard Khan and you go on about like how Lunon's important. Me being like, man, I can't believe I voiced such an important character.
If you guys like when you guys get into the Fight Club, if you search Lunontress, that will appear so many times. Oh,
I know you
boy.
can't see it, but I'm doing the Alex Yeek pose right now.
I don't know what that means, Colin.
Yo, she's yeeking out right now.
I don't know what a Alex Yeek pose is.
He has his hands on his head.
Yeah, there you go. See, just look up what's
Like a
look up
finger.
what's going on.
Live.
You're probably gonna have to like have a picture of all of us for this particular part of the edit.
Probably.
Oh, you know, this would have been a really good time to have it so it shows who's talking on Discord, because then you would have gradually seen the Lunon takeover start.
Yeah, and I didn't record that.
All of them have all of them have Lunon profile pictures, and almost all of them have Lunon incorporated into their name. B has continued to say Beatrice though.
Well, this will end afterwards because technically seeing Lunon's a bit of a spoiler.
Very true. But at any rate, okay.
I
All right.
deserve this bullshit.
Bit over. You already said this line, so here you go, Rindy.
So, as long as they acted like you'd kiss in front of the adults, they could pass?
I'm sorry, Lunandi.
Thank you. Well, there were times that they passed because the adults watching them decided they would be fine.
Sorry.
You okay, Claire?
All of the children who came from the Fukuin house were highly individualistic. They polished that attitude while they worked as servants, and grew eventually to be servants who would show not shame, who would not shame the Ashirmia family. However, encouraging this behavior was the role of the more experienced servant. Since I was the only one with experience, it was my responsibility to guide them.
What were the new kids like?
They were the elite, of course. Of irreproachable conduct. I think they were like that when Madame and Ketchy were around. However, when their superiors weren't around, well, they didn't take things quite as seriously. Asuna-san, make sure you put your tools on the cart when you're done using them.
Huh? Sure.
Sorry. I also have to be alert as a more experienced servant. And Belna-san, you shouldn't set your keys down in a place like that. You'll lose it.
I'm not gonna lose it. I'll never forget where I put things.
When I first arrived here, the older servants would often tell me off just as I had done now. They would probably have been mean and obnoxious about it. I had hated that, so I tried to be more gentle when admonishing them, but they wouldn't take me seriously. Listen up. You know there's a witch leaving the mansion, don't you?
Oh, Beatrice?
That sounds just like him.
Don't tell me. You believe that too, Shannon-chan?
Yes, she really exists. If you leave things lying around, then we should prank you and hide them. It's true. I've gotten into trouble many times because of it.
A witch hiding things?
It's totally impossible. Is this B or?
I believe this is B.
Just go B, yeah.
After all.
There's no way
No
we
way
just
we
could.
could
Sorry,
exist.
I saw her eyes
No,
open.
this is you, Bob. That's old school, Viance. You gotta pay attention to whose sprite changed a tiny bit to know who's
I
talking.
wish they would just put their names. There's no way they could exist. Witches.
I thought they were just pranks. No, it was easier to think of it that way.
Do you think the witch Beatrice actually existed? I don't believe it.
I don't know if it was Beatrice. But I do think that something inhuman really did exist in the mansion.
Do you think there's a chance that this non-human thing was Beatrice?
Ridiculous.
I wish I could say it was ridiculous.
That must have been a prank of Yasu's. No, not a prank, revenge.
I did think that at first, but
Did something happen that couldn't be explained away as a prank?
it was persistent and creepy.
What kind of things happened specifically?
Things I sit down would disappear as soon as I looked away for a second.
Didn't Yasu just hide them?
I thought so at first. It was only natural to think that. But I started getting this feeling that something wasn't right. I kept thinking, could such a timid kid really get away with something so obnoxious?
Can you tell us what happened?
When my keyring disappeared, it was easy to think that Yasu snatched it when I wasn't looking. But when a single key disappeared off my keyring and reappeared somewhere completely different, I couldn't think of it that way.
Maybe Yasu just pulled that one key off while you weren't looking.
Is that even possible, practically speaking? Hiding in the whole ring is one thing. But if you really think about it, taking a single key off the key ring isn't that easy. The keys would clatter together. I was standing right next to them, just facing the other way, get it? If you took your time removing a key when I was that close, even an idiot like me would have noticed. But a single key just vanished without a sound. At that moment, I finally realized this wasn't Yasu trying to get me back. It was something worse than that.
And where did you find this disappearing key?
It was in my locker.
Well, you can be pretty absent-minded, Belne. Are you sure you just didn't take the key off and put it in your locker?
Why would I take the key off the ring? Have you ever taken a key off or put a key on your key ring, Asne? I tried doing it myself. It's really stiff. I'd never go into all that trouble. There'd be no point. Am I a sleepwalker or something? How could I not remember something I've done? I may be stupid, but I'm not that stupid. I don't forget about things I don't forget about things I do that easily. And anyway, I know I had my key on me when I entered the room. Otherwise, how could I have unlocked that door?
Okay then. Yasu, careful not to make any sound. Slip the key off and hid it in your locker. And that has to be it.
That's what I thought at first. I jumped at Yasu telling that kid not to mess with me. But even as I said it, I realized, isn't there something completely wrong here? After all, on that day we were cleaning that room with Yasu the whole time, right? There wouldn't have been time for Yasu to noisily remove a key. It was impossible for Yasu. In fact, it should have been impossible for anyone.
Maybe the key ring was missing a master key when you got it.
I already told you. The key was really there at the beginning. I was the one who unlocked that room. So it must have been there. And then I went into the room. I'm stupid, and since I hate having keys clattering around, I placed the ring on the bed. Then when we finished cleaning, I picked up the ring, tied to the locked door, tried to lock the door, and it was gone. I may have turned my back on the ring, but it was right next to me. So if someone tried to pull a prank by just removing one key, I'd have heard the clinking. And yet, just the key for that room vanished and appeared again in my locker.
So, okay, let's say that Yasu managed to sneak it away. It's easier to think of that way. Oh wait, that is still you, sorry.
Okay, is it? Oh. So, okay, let's say that Yasu meant to sneak it away. It's easier to think of it that way, but still! How could Yasu have put it in my locker? Yasu and I were together the whole time, right? When I started yelling about it being gone and ran all over the place looking for it, Yasu was with me the moment I found it in my locker, get it? I'm telling you, it's impossible. Even as I jumped at Yasu, I began to feel it. I mean, Yasu's eyes seemed to be saying it silently. According to Yasu, the reason things used to go missing all the time wasn't because Yasu was forgetful, as everyone said, but actually, it was because possible things would suddenly happen just like they had to me. And
Yasu retreated the whole time, so there was no chance for Yasu to put the key in the locker?
Did other strange things like that happen?
yeah, they did. Afterwards, only other things happened, and not just disappearing things. Oh wait, and not just things disappearing over and over. Of course, I started getting nervous and made it sure not to put things down in places like that. That didn't help. At first, I was angry at Yasu. But at some point, I began to realize that I was mistaken. One time, a key even disappeared from a ring that I left in my pocket. And I realized these are Yasu's pranks. The same thing that happened to Yasu was now happening to me.
Calm down a bit. I think some of those were Yasu's fault. And the others were just you being clumsy. It's true that the mansion's always dark and eerie. And it does feel like the sort of place you'd find a curse. I'm sure that's what made you scared like that.
You saw it too, didn't you? Remember that vanishing white shadow we saw in the VIP room that rainy day?
Yes, I saw it. But couldn't that have just been Madam or Milady wearing something white?
wearing white. Have you ever seen either of them wearing something like that? Besides, that VIP room is always locked. They don't have the keys to it. That had to have been some kind of ghost. No, the silhouette of the witch.
So basically, Belnay had started acting like this. Totally scared. I've got more street smarts than her. So the more scared she was, the more I thought that wishes were stupid and couldn't exist. Still, I had to be careful about what I said. I mean, I realized that this wasn't something I should talk about carelessly. All ghost stories and curses sound stupid to outsiders. But to the people who believe in them, it's absolutely not a joking matter. It really was no joke.
Last night I didn't believe a word of what I said. So eventually I stopped telling her about it and confessed to Yasu instead. I told Yasu, I thought you were the true culprit, but it couldn't have been you. I said that something strange was happening to me.
And what was that kid's answer?
Yasu said the same thing had happened many times already, but no one else believed any of it. In the first place, the older servants always made fun of Yasu. That kid clearly wasn't as clumsy or stupid as he said. I hated having a younger person tell me what to do, so I always resisted. Yasu always got her work done flawlessly. I always thought that it was strange that people made fun of Yasu for losing things. I was sure then it existed. Something strange, and some strange inhuman thing existed in this mansion.
And that thing was the witch, Beatrice.
If that's what you want to call it, I'll believe it. Anyway, something that couldn't have been explained away by human actions definitely existed in there. People who didn't understand kept calling Yasu and me forgetful. They didn't get it. They just didn't get it.
Still, it did freak you out for a while, but then you got a lot better. After that, all that fuss about you losing things went away, right? So it must have been your imagination all the time.
You're wrong! I talked to Yasu, to Shannon, and Kumasawa's son, and the others about it. And they said that the witch really did exist. The old servants all made sure to respect her. They said I'd be cursed because I stupidly got around saying that Beatrice didn't exist. So I reformed. Yasu taught me how to give offerings to the tall in the VIP room. I asked Genji-san for permission and prayed at the shrine by the sea. And then it all stopped at once. You were okay, Asune, since you stopped making fun of the witch partway through. You cluelessly gone on about making fun of her, so you'd surely have been cursed next. Yes, I guarantee it. You definitely would have been cursed.
Guess. Even I was creeped out by you too. I never said it out loud, but...
You just don't get it. You really don't. So I made sure to teach all the newer servants well. A witch called Beatrice-sama lives in the mansion. If you make fun of her, you really will be cursed.
Belny.
Is this only?
I think that's you.
I'm gonna assume it's still you.
When things disappeared, that was the sign of the witch that was close, which was close by and watching us. If you said it was a prank or that witches couldn't exist, you'd be cursed even more. It was like that for both Yasu and me. When the key disappeared, that was a sign that the witch had appeared.
Belnison carelessly tossed your keyring on the bed again, humming as she started to clean. No matter how much I warn her, she doesn't change her ways. She's always making fun of me and calling me Yasu, so she won't listen to what I tell her. Why won't you listen to what I say? You mustn't leave things lying carelessly about. If you lower your guard, the witch will prank you.
Look at that delicious keyring.
Stop it. Please. It's Belnessa's key. Keep your pregnant to me alone. Let the others be.
Without conscience you've grown, you're no fun anymore. Just kidding. Feel how unpleasant these people are, refusing to listen to my friend's kindly advice. Any insult to my friend I take as an insult to myself.
Are you planning to steal Belnessa's key? Please don't do it. She'll think I hid it again.
She thinks my magic is not but the scheme of a child like you. Very well then. Let's just show her something that would be impossible for a human. Let's show her my magic. Foolish Belny. I'll make you regret not listening to my friend's advice. His flimsy body is not enough. I'm borrowing yours. It's been so too long since I've shown you real magic. Let my body return to the land of the living for just a moment.
Huh? A shiver ran up my whole body like an electric shock. From that moment onwards, I couldn't move any part of my body by my own will. Like a moment of shock after a blackout. I could do nothing but accept the fact that I had lost control over myself. All of the cells throughout my body felt tingly. It felt as though my body had been transformed into someone else's. I realized that the witch Beatrice was using my body as a vessel to revive for a short period of time.
Very nice. That ticklish feeling on the air of my skin. Having a body is simply wonderful.
What are you trying to do? Please, don't do anything mean. This time, everything was backwards. My words were spoken inside my heart. And the witch's voice was coming out of my mouth.
Fear not. I'll give you your body back soon enough. Gonna teach you a lesson with a little prank. Don't do anything foolish that might earn you her suspicion. Come, try and remember. Where have you been sleeping?
Everything went completely white and my mind stopped. Once again, the tingling sensation slid up my body. I could feel it all gathering the fingers of both my hands and come out the tips of my fingers. It was unfathomable, indescribable, unknown sensation. My head went blank, and I couldn't think at all. I could do nothing but abandon my soul to the sensation. I finally understood. This is what it's like to use magic.
Come, try and remember. Where have you been sleeping?
My finger was moved like a puppet's and danced around as though I was conducting music. I never knew that having my body moving without my control could be so exciting. When Beata lifted my finger, as if a string was attached to it. The keyring lying on the bed stood on end. Balnasan didn't notice. Neither did Asna-san. They were fully occupied by their happy chat as they cleaned the room. I doubt that either of them would have dreamed that the witch was right behind them, readying herself to use magic. They probably couldn't even imagine the keyring doing a little dance right behind their backs. It was like a cartoon fairy tale I'd seen once as a kid. The happy way the keys danced and spun made it look as though they had a will of their own. I could feel the fun of making those kids dance with my fingers wash over me. Yes, this is pleasure. As I powerlessly watched the witch control me, I couldn't help but surrender myself to this new joy called magic.
Whoops, that won't do. If the whole ring disappears, my friend will be suspected again. All we need... Yes, we just need to get the key to this room to disappear.
Beata controlled my fingers, controlling the magic. And thereby controlling the keys. The keyring slumped down on the bed. And then just the match's master key stood on end.
Well now, what should I do with this? Merely erasing it would be quite boring. So... why don't I throw it in her locker? That will give my friend who's been working here with her the whole time a splendid alibi. Come, try to remember. Where have you been sleeping? Yes, it was a warm, dark place. The inside of Belnay's locker.
When Beata snapped her fingers, the key burst and became a gold butterfly. A gold butterfly? I see. It's gold because she's the golden witch who gave the master all of his gold. And butterflies are scared of spider webs. So it's a gold butterfly. The minions of the witch Beatrice are gold butterflies. After flitting into the air, it burst into a shower of gold sparks and disappeared. And then the vanished key was in Belnasan's locker. Though it was far away, in a changing room locker, I could tell exactly how it had happened. It wasn't by sight or by touch. It was by some other sense inside my heart, which could be explained by the five senses. A completely new sensation that I'd never felt before. It was a completely alien concept called magic. completely unknown pleasure that left me in a trance.
That's enough, my friend. I'll give this body back to you.
It felt as though I'd been speeding through space, until gravity suddenly came back and threw me to the ground. Like when you're having a great dream, but you wake up suddenly. And all you remember about the dream was it was fun. That sort of lonely feeling. Though Pietro had been borrowing my body, it was my own body that used magic. I could still feel the sensation in my hands. The keyring over there had danced along with the movement of my fingers. No, that's not quite it. The keyring and my fingers had danced together. That fun, that excitement. Still tingling slightly in my hands.
Whoops, that was close.
Saying this, Balna suddenly turned around and picked up the keyring she had thrown down on the bed. She must have realized that I was staring at it.
Almost had Yasu complain that I shouldn't leave keys lying around like this. I never put something down and forget about it.
With a grin, she put the key back into her pocket. However, she still hadn't noticed. She probably couldn't even imagine. But just a single key had vanished while her back was turned for a second. It's not easy for a human to do things like that. But with magic, with just a little dance of the keys and a butterfly popping, it had disappeared.
Okay, fingertip inspection. Bed okay. Curtains okay.
Tools okay. And keys too. See? Nothing wrong, right?
Yes, that's good. Then, let's go on to the next room. Ah, Balna-san. Could you lock up this room for me?
Sure.
Did Balna-san's key really disappear by my magic? Was that fun magic just a daydream I had? I was so scared of that being true that I tested it.
Huh?
What's wrong? Why are you taking so long?
Huh? Huh? Wait, are you kidding me?
What's wrong?
Oh, wait, sorry.
What's wrong?
It's not this one. And it isn't this one. Huh? What the?
What is it? Do you want me to lock it?
I don't get it. What's going on? My master key's gone. Just my master key is gone. Why? This ring's so stiff, there's no way it'd come off.
I could faintly feel the tingling sensation run across my fingers again. That night, as I gazed at the ceiling from the bed in my dorm room, I looked at my hands. I couldn't sleep. The excitement from the time those keys danced was still there in my fingers. Is this how Beatrice, how witches always feel? I have a friend who's a witch called Beatrice. She always used to pull pranks on me with her strange magic. Because I saw this all the time, I thought I knew what magic was. But today, she had possessed my body and used magic with it. The sensation of magic that I finally felt at that time still held my heart entranced. It was a completely unknown pleasure. After all, by moving my fingertips, I could make the key dance as I wished. It was a strange, strange miracle of magic, something humans could not do. I still couldn't let go of that excitement. Shannon, are you awake? What is it? Shannon was still awake. Shannon is always early to bed, early to rise. By getting to bed early, all her weariness disappears the next day. She lives a model life, one that all servants should respect and admire. If I want to become a loved and respected servant like Shannon, I need to act that way too. However, I wasn't confident that I could do that anymore. I guess I can't become like you after all. What do you mean? This is a bit abrupt. You were my ideal. Always. Yeah. Everyone in the Fukuen house loves you and is kind to you. Since you always played with me, you're the only friend I've ever had. And you're also a wonderful servant who can carry out any task in the Ushumia mansion, both flawlessly and gracefully. You were the target I longed to reach. That's what you were to me. Yeah. Let's give it our all together. As they say, perseverance prevails. Everyone will grow to acknowledge you more and more. So let's aim to become wonderful servants together. I'm gonna stop being a servant. Huh?
Actually, wait, hold on. Can this be like a half and half thing, where Rennie does the first half?
Okay. Instead of a servant.
I'd rather be a witch.
What do you mean? By witch?
I did, and still do, wish I could be a servant loved and relied upon by everybody. But right now, I want to be a witch even more.
Well, that's, huh?
Shannon was confused. It was hardly surprising. All this about quitting as a servant was at least understandable. But she didn't know how to answer after hearing that her roommate wanted to become a witch. A witch. Beatrice. You see, Beatrice possessed me and used my body to do magic. That unknown world felt so thrilling. It was much more thrilling than when I learned that I'd been selected as an Ushirimiya family servant. It was like hearing about a new world. As though I've been living in a world of darkness all my life and thought I knew what the world was like. Then finally learned what light was and saw the world for the first time. It was joy. Excitement. Beato had only used my fingers, made a key ring dance, and turned a key into a butterfly before hiding it in a locker. But I'd understood it with my body. If I'd moved my fingers a different way, the ring would have flown into the air instead of just dancing. And I could have turned it into a scurrying lizard instead of a butterfly. I could have done anything. True, Beatrice's magical power was still weak. It had all happened in the little world behind the backs of the servants, who were filled with the anti-magic toxin. However, inside that tiny, short-lived world, I could do anything at all. Beato just happened to settle on making them dance and turn the key into a butterfly. But if she'd wanted to, she could have done anything else. The endless sensation of that free, unrestricted power. I could still feel it in my fingertips. Could it be that, along with that sensation, fragment of that magical power might also remain? I can tell. It's still there. There's still just a bit of it there, along with that sensation. I can do it. Can still do it. A single spot of golden light suddenly lit up in this dark room. It was right between my clasped hands. When I opened them slowly, I could see a single dot that sparked gold.
What is...
Shannon didn't know what the light meant. How could light appear from the palm of my hands? And yet, even with this miracle right in front of her, she couldn't understand what it was. She just sat there with her mouth open in disbelief. However, to me, this was just the return of that bit of sensation in my fingertips. The golden dot spread out and became a small golden butterfly. It flapped its wings and scattered gold sparks around like a cartoon fairy. To Shannon, it probably just looked as though a golden butterfly was flapping its wings. Of course, that alone was a miracle that she could hardly grasp. But to me, it was like a remote-controlled plane in the shape of a butterfly. I could control that butterfly however I wanted. Not clumsily with threads or... I can make it flap, dance, lay through the air as I wished.
I was taking a walk through the air as that little butterfly. The golden glint of it pierced the darkness of the small room as it danced about freely. It was an entrancing pleasure. However, that sensation in my fingers began to weaken. I could tell that the few magic butterfly scales left in my fingers were going away. Finally, the gold butterfly flashed and turned to dust like a firework run out of juice, falling down and disappearing without a trace.
What on earth just happened?
This is magic. It's really fun.
Magic?
Yeah. Magic. There was still some magic left in my fingers, so I was able to use it. But if I became a real witch, I'll be able to use it whenever and however I want. To do anything. Now that I've learned how fun this can be, I don't want to go back to being human. Being a servant is just too boring. So, I'm going to become a witch.
Become a witch? Wait.
I've already made my decision, Shannon. It's been fun. I'll give you this room. You can use it by yourself. Later. Goodbye.
Wait.
As Shannon called out repeatedly for me to wait, a massive planetarium swallowed me up. In the sea of the pitch-black starry sky, I was alone. We are alone here. I'm done acting the part of the servant. I'm going to modify this world.
Indeed. Understood. In that case, what will you do?
Being a wonderful servant like Shannon wouldn't be bad. But now that I know how fun it is to be a witch, that feels like a boring dream. I can't go back anymore.
What will happen to Shannon?
Shannon can just be Shannon, and stay as a respected servant. She'll stay the same. But from now on, it won't be the two of us together, but her alone.
Farewells are certain, is that not the phrase? Very well. Being fickle makes life more interesting, entertaining. And what of you?
I want to become a witch. I want to become Beato.
But I am already Beatrice.
You'll still be a witch and my friend. I'm modifying the world so that Beato is me.
So I'll be a witch who is a friend of Beatrice?
Pretty much. So from now on, you're a different witch.
I understand. And what will be my new name?
I'll put that on hold until I can think of one. You will be nameless for a while. Sorry about the trouble.
Not at all, not at all. This is my precious name we're talking about. You had better take your time and think carefully about it.
You've been Beatrice's friend since she was young and couldn't use magic yet. When we first met each other, you'd always hide my things and make fun of me.
I see. And when Beatrice finally learns the ways of magic, I become a friend on equal footing with her. Perhaps that would make me a sort of a big sister to you.
Yeah, that sounds nice. What are we going to do about how we talk?
Beatrice's voice is that of a woman of high station. Shall I give that to you as well?
Yeah. I'll inherit the way she talks.
Indeed, I comprehend. Or perhaps I shouldn't say it like that. I found a good way to sound like Beatrice's big sister-like witch friend.
Yeah. Or should it be... Indeed.
Now there's a nice, dignified voice.
Okay, then how about... No, wait. Then what of my appearance?
Good point. I've got a sort of blood red witch look. Why don't you choose a different color for yourself?
When Beatrice wanders the mansion at night, she is often dressed in white.
Yes, I suppose ghosts are classically white.
A witch. In a white dress. Let's try putting it all together. I need a different look than the witch in the demon red dress. A white noble witch. Unlike the time with the red witch, I'm thinking about my own look now. So I'd like to make it beautiful and cute if I can. A white dress. A noble look. Like one of noble blood, but with a dark, sarcastic streak. No, she's like a tomboy princess. So her voice is a mix of formality and rudeness. Then the dress should be the exact opposite to make a nice contrast. Then what of this form?
Is this the form of the new Beatrice?
How beautiful. Just like a noble princess.
I've taken a liking to this form. This will be quite satisfactory.
Not bad. You look great, Beato.
I like it. I truly do like this form.
Now if you can keep this up and give me a wonderful name, that'd be great. If I have to go around nameless for too long, I'll get all sulky.
Fear not, I shall find you a splendid name. But first there is something I must consider. What shall be my form of magic? Hiding objects and transporting them instantaneously is your theme. So, I must think of my own particular theme of magic. When I use magic, gold butterflies will flit about. I'm not backing down on that part.
Perfect. That really would make you a golden witch. No weakness such as spiderwebs and the sacred mirror in the shrine will also go to you?
Indeed. Even an all-powerful witch needs a few small weaknesses to keep things interesting. Then let us do it like so. If I touch a spider web, it will burn me. Silently.
Silently, a silver spider web dropped down vertically. Beato, now in a new form, lightly touched the silver spiderweb that trailed out behind it. As she did, there was a faint sound of flesh burning, and a thin burn was left across her fingers. Beatrice can't stand spiderwebs. That was one of the weaknesses of the evil spirits Kumasawa-san spoke of. Since the bitch Beatrice had revived thanks to the power of those evil spirits, she had also inherited their weaknesses. Therefore,
Sacred mirrors are another one of my weaknesses. However, that sacred mirror in the shrine isn't too likely to appear in front of me often. That's not so fun. Then, while mirrors with sacred power will obviously be a weakness, let us make mirrors themselves a weakness too.
you often hear that mirrors have magical powers. Isn't that nice? Just like a witch.
If I look at a mirror, it feels as though my magical power is being sucked out, so I shall try to avoid them. Indeed, that would be quite amusing. If I really think about it, I'm bad with mirrors whenever I make that rule or not. No matter who I want or strive to be, the only face that will ever show in a mirror is the heartlessly pathetic and realistic face of Yasu. Mirrors, which always force me to face my shabby reality, are something I always want to avoid. That's right. I hate mirrors. I don't want to see my pitiful self.
They need to decide everything at once. It's fun to build up a world one little bit at a time.
True. I understand. I shall enjoy life as a witch as I slowly expand my world.
That tiny dark room is no place for you to sleep now.
Indeed. I am the Golden Witch. I am the ruler over Kenjima's night, and the nighttime mansion belongs to me. That is where I should make my home, is it not?
A new room for Beatrice? Isn't it obvious?
Yeah, that's right. That wonderful room on the second floor of the mansion.
The VIP room of the witch just has to be Beatrice's room.
Oh, that's right. From this evening forward, that room in the nighttime mansion shall be my dwelling place. Why didn't I think of that myself?
Then let's go, Beato. If we're going to drink tea together, we'll need a much better room than this cramped one.
Indeed. That room is too crude for entertaining friends and serving tea. We shall change rooms. Let us go, my friend.
So, this is goodbye to Shannon.
When I looked at my feet, I could see my own dorm room far beneath me. I could see Shannon, who had dashed up to the bed I lay on, and had been saying wait at the moment time froze. She was as rigid as a doll. Looking down at it from this height, it really did look like a small dollhouse. So long, Shannon. Days I spent as a human, with you as a goal and a constant comfort, were truly fun. If I had never learned the joys of magic and awakened as a witch, everything would doubtless have remained as it was.
I was your only close friend too, wasn't I? Please forgive me for erasing that friend so suddenly. As a parting gift, I will erase me from your world. Starting now, this will not be a two-person bedroom. It will be a single-person room with just you in it. I hope you continue to strive for your ideal and try to become a kind, reliable servant loved by everyone. Yasu, the stupid, clumsy servant who lost things all the time, doesn't exist anymore. So long, Shannon. When I mature as the witch Beatrice and stride through the nighttime mansion, where I will, I may bump into you as you do your nighttime rounds. However, when I meet you again, it will not be a reunion. It will be our first meeting. After all, though you have heard the rumors of the witch Beatrice, you have never met her. So long, Shannon. Let us meet again sometime and spin up some fun tale.
Wait. Wait. What was I doing? Was I getting in my sleep? Apparently, I had gotten out of bed, stretched my hand out towards it, and said, wait. This isn't the first time I've woken up to find myself saying something strange, but I don't remember ever waking up to find myself out of bed and standing up. Could this be what they call sleepwalking? Am I just tired? Gotta sleep. Gotta get back to sleep. I turn around to face my bed. My bed wasn't there. There was no bed in this room except the one I had just turned my back on. If I'm the only one in this room, and the only bed is the one behind me, that must mean it's my bed. That feels wrong for some reason. The bedsheets are all disarranged as though someone had slipped out of them. Who did? This is a single person room with me in it, right? So that there is my bed and the traces of someone crawling out. I mean that I was just sleeping there until a second ago? But for some reason that bed doesn't feel like my bed. However, though all the other kids shared rooms, I, Shannon, was given a single person room. So there's only one bed. And it must be mine. Am I just tired? I wonder. I must just be half asleep. School starts early tomorrow morning. And when school ends, I want to go to the mansion, help out with some work. And talk to Kurosawa-san about the mystery novel I just read. Time to sleep. I'm probably just so worn out that I'm imagining things. Good night, Shannon. Just crawl in bed and close your eyes. And you won't have to think about anything complicated. I went back into my bed. It felt a bit uncomfortable to crawl into a bed that wasn't mine. Still, it might just be because I'm getting so sleepy, but it's starting to feel as though this is my bed after all. I'm just half asleep. I am Shannon, a lonely servant. I mess up from time to time, but I want to become a kind servant whom everyone loves. Good night. Me.
Oh, I am one yet many. I've had enough of playing the servant. I've had enough of being human. From this night forth, I am Beatrice. The Golden Witch Beatrice who has lived for 1,000 years. Praise me, servants. Have fear when you are chosen for the night shift. In the nighttime mansion, everything is mine, for that is my time. Oh, I am one yet many. Yes, let our world swallow up everything. It is like the raging seas. Well now, let us drink the mysterious moon dry tonight, with this human book as a side dish. You call this a mystery? You call this a closed room? You call this a crime impossible for humans? Don't make me laugh! With all these holes and weak points, you call this a crime impossible for humans? Is there no closed room magic that can do my name justice? No, not here, not there either. All of them pathetic! It's enough to make one giggle, but no, I'm not sure which side is the side dish, the moon or the book. If I get tired of mystery, I can change myself into a butterfly. I can flit about the island, the mansion, the vast forest at will. I'll follow those cowardly servants as they do their nighttime rounds. And when I check to see that a window is locked, they'll see me laughing at them in the reflection on the glass. I can be fickle and do as I please. Pranks at night should be a lot of fun. Okay, I've decided. Let's play like that starting tonight. How amusing. What an amusement this night shall bring. In the world of witches, the only limits to your fun are the limits of your imagination. My imagination shall become the source of my magical power. Splendid. It shall all be so fun! I shall expand it infinitely! And let it swallow the whole island! The island's night will be all mine! Oh, how refined and pleasant are the days of a witch! Oh, I am one yet many. Here's to the wonderful world of witches.
And that'll do it for tonight.
Perfect
Okay, then.
timing.
Yeah.
Actual perfect timing. Goddamn.
Got
That's
it
a lot
right on the
to get.
money.
Oh, I need a drink.
Now, question. I'm going to assume that you guys turning into Lunon it has nothing to do with the fact that my first note for today was, I wonder if Lunon is one of these state
No,
servants.
we've had the Lunon
No, this
takeover
is
planned for quite some time.
They already explained
Okay,
that.
it just was coincidence that I kind of took the guess
Yeah.
today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of a coincidence. I almost want to give a shout out to that. Still, because you had no knowledge of the plan. I almost want to like give you some credit for predicting this and all that. But
This
Like,
was
I mean, I just kind of thought of it
way-
today.
This was planned way
Shout out
ahead,
to this
actually.
Umineko episode not having my fucking husband in it. Not really.
This
Shout out
episode
to
is sponsored by
Umineko.
Lunon.
Wait, you didn't
Hell
do the
yeah.
sponsor beat.
Oh.
Shit.
Alright.
Alright, so we're good to have like a post-discussion thing?
Yes. Share your
All
general
right.
thoughts about the episode.
That had to have been the
That
most.
was interesting.
That had to have been one of the most fun tile monologues I've ever done. Is Beato.
Like, he's very good.
I wonder if like the kite string thing is a puppet analogy kind of thing, or just coincidence, because they fucking love talking about the puppet shit.
Well, you're saying that like you're a like a puppet whose strings have been cut.
Like she's attaching a string to the key, and I'm just wondering, is this an analogy or is this coincidence?
I
Probably
wonder.
coincidence.
I think that's just coincidence.
Also, so it's like, so Yasu is supposed to be the kid, the baby, right? That fell off. The cliff.
Maybe. Maybe.
Wait, maybe it's not confirmed.
I don't believe so.
They might have been
Maybe.
ratioed. You don't know.
All right, so we don't know. All right, Khan, do you think that doll has anything to do with Yasu? Since they look kind of, I actually don't remember what the doll's clothing looked like. I think they look vaguely similar, right?
Mm.
Am I wrong? I don't remember what the doll looked like.
I don't remember, honestly, dude. It's been a long while since that session.
Again, Bone, I will remind you that the doll had
Right.
no form in the original version, so don't take its appearance into
Right.
consideration.
It could just
and,
be a
and they did
representation.
mention the doll in this one too. Like
And
they,
it's
they
like-
went to the doll.
Yeah, it's like how 19 years ago person in EP5 they went for more of like a Daisuke Ono voice for like episode for like the PS3 port when they added in voice acting.
Was Daisuke Ono really in that?
Oh, he's Battler.
Yeah, he's Valor.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I was also a bit shocked.
I was wondering if you were gonna put
Battler.
Lunon as the fucking
Doite.
I mean, everybody assumes that Daisuke just fucking sounds like Jotaro all the time, but now you can do this too.
So Khan, I would like to ask you, in your note, you said something about Claire feels like a vessel for Yasu, like a general narrator in play. That may be why she's colorless and has no definable traits to her body. What did you mean by no definable traits to her body? Okay.
I
She
mean,
seemed
her
like pretty
outfit-
defined.
Her outfit just looks sort of plain to me, like a blank canvas, tabula
Oh,
rasa.
look- I thought it looked very flamboyant.
Quick, all the Lunon people type lol in Umineko episode 7 really quickly.
On my way.
Okay.
Alright, do you-
Hold on a second, Crimson. I'm sorry, I have to delete your response. There we go. Beautiful.
The chain-
Beautiful.
The
There you
chain
go.
must not be broken.
What? What are you gonna talk about?
It's episode Umineko episode 7 channel.
We
You
should
can
be
look
posting
there.
Bone.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Khan, I would like to ask you, do you have any rationalizations that do not involve magic for that last part?
DID?
What?
Dissociative identity disorder.
Okay, so do you think that Shannon thought herself was Yasu, or what are you talking about here?
I'm saying the Yasu personality. I'm saying she probably branched in personality and let the Shannon personality take control.
Okay, so you think there was no Yasu?
No, there was a Yasu. She would have been the main personality. It's just that now she has allowed Shannon to take main control.
I mean, like as a separate physical body. Okay, Shannon, while with the other servants, was talking to a person known as Yasu. Was that a separate person altogether in terms of physical body?
No.
I don't think so. I think it might have been. I think it's personal Shannon's personality splitting off.
So you think that the servants were actually talking to Shannon the whole time and she was talking to herself?
Yes.
Is that it, Khan?
Well, they were talking to Yasu, and they just probably started to play along with the, okay, there's another girl, your name's Shannon, she must be her imaginary friend.
Or that might have been the actual servant name, and Yasu was her nickname.
Alright. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I got nothing. I don't know what the deal with that ending was.
It might have been more of a metaphysical concept of the fantasy going off on its own tangent.
Yeah, that seems likely.
Alright. That's my thought.
Okay.
Okay. Also, Bone, you killed it, dude. You didn't kill your throat with all that talking earlier, though, did you?
No, it's just got a little lightheaded. Oh yeah, by the way, Khan, actually, and everybody else, why do you think the character now known as Beatrice had the name Claire?
Oh, actually, here we can.
Oh
Hold on a second. Yeah, that's right. I almost fucking forgot. Holy shit!
I never noticed that.
Hold on a second. All right, let me
Right
just.
on.
Sorry.
Good question, Bone.
I have to clean out Luna
Wait,
on
is
time.
it-
Apologies. Here, I did not cancel the stream. All right, here. Hold on a second. So let me just go ahead and open up the characters list really quickly.
Like,
Because her name is
Bernardus.
Yes, created by Burncastle to be a reader, or else a substitute actor. Technically, she is a vessel used to personify Beato and her games. Therefore, she has no personality of her own. In that sense, perhaps one could say that she is not a person, but a tool. Her name signifies her position as the final guide in Beato's game.
What does it mean
Do
by
now
her name?
this refers to her in the actual overall play, like when she's like deadpan reading the script, not
Okay,
not to the form Beato just took.
Alright,
Greek
so
fourth reader.
Alright, so what does her name mean? Like it said, her name represents the finale or whatever.
I mean, you have the info now.
Clairvaux Bernard.
Yeah, so that's actually a fairly easy explanation. It's
But do you want to explain?
It's a reference.
I mean, well, yeah,
you can't figure it. You can just figure it out now. You have to.
I mean, I figured it was just like an author.
No, here might have. Well, I'm just gonna. I don't think Bone knows classic literature, and to be fair, I don't really either. But anyways, it is a reference to Dante Alighieri. It is Dante's Inferno. It's the final. Yes, Alighieri.
What type of Italian are you? God damn.
The final part of the Divine Comedy. What is it? It's like
in the final rings of the Divine Comedy, Dante arrives in heaven, and to be traveled through the heavens, he is forced to leave Beatrice behind, while Beatrice sings with the angelic choirs. And his final companion in his journey to see God himself is Saint Bernard of Clairvaux.
Okay, Rindy, how did you think I would figure that out?
I didn't say you would. I said you could.
Oh yeah, totally. Because I'm totally looking up what Clairvaux Bernardus.
I don't know. It's possible. Think.
I kind of knew.
You take it like I read the Divine Comedy. I didn't read that shit.
I never implied it. I didn't read it either. I had no fucking clue.
I never made it past hell.
Clairvaux is apparently currently in Champagne, the area of France.
You guys are talking about Devil May Cry, right?
Yeah.
There we go. We played
Exactly.
Also, another thought. I did not expect Beals to appear and not talk about food.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird. This is not the Beals I know.
I was gonna say, I thought there'd be like a one-off line.
She didn't talk about food once. I'm disappointed.
I mean, that's
she
not the
lost
demon's
the
stake.
moe.
You know, we saw all of them. Where the fuck was the
Somebody say
Mandan
steak.
allegory? I actually forgot that one exists.
Oh, I got you. Orange.
Oh, thank God. Alright.
Be not afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid.
Wait, what? Oh.
Oh, LMAO.
Umineko will make a snowstorm.
I guess I can talk about it, but like on like what is it when you were making theories about Lunon and shit? First off, we all kind of giggled. We'll be up and wrong about that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was the one making Lunon theories.
Also, I believe you mentioned
No, it was the one.
Yeah, actually, here, go Joshi. Yeah, go Joshi. Sorry.
Very funny because I was like, I'm gonna play this character.
Alright, so
It also been funny because, well, really quickly, Khan, you mentioned, I believe you've mentioned the name Claire by name once when you were making theories.
Did I?
You did.
Yeah.
In fact, that was
When did I say that?
that was a very distinct, that was a very distinct sticking point for us because that was ages ago. Like that was eons ago.
Wait, what did you say? Like you can search up Claire in the Umineko.
Well, no, I think it was during one of the previous discussions, I believe.
How creepy. Because I don't remember mentioning a Claire.
Episode 2.
Oh yeah, no. Here we go. All right, yeah. So, it's 9/26/2021. We were talking about this in the Fight Club. You mentioned the name Claire by exactly one time during the stream.
Huh?
What
In
did
fact,
she say?
AC, I don't know specifically, but she's like, AC went, oh, she mentioned Claire.
Okay. Are you sure she wasn't talking about Red and Evil?
No,
No.
we were talking about Umineko.
Why would we bring up Claire in the Fight Club?
I am drawing a massive blank.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you sure you didn't just mishear her?
No.
No.
In fact, I'm pretty sure it was a direct reference to Divine Comedy stuff, because I think that was when we wrapped up episode 1 and we got into Purgatorio.
You know, you think my talent as an editor would come into play here, but I don't listen to the discussions because they're way too long.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, that's not a bad thing, Con. They're supposed to be long, and they go unedited because I want everyone to see
that's fine.
unedited.
Shit, there was another thing I wanted to bring up, but I forgot what it was.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's just realistically, as an editor, for me to get shit done, I can't listen to the.
And I remember talking a lot about the Divine Comedy, but I don't remember bringing up the name Claire.
Did you say Bernard? Bernard of Clairvaux. Did you actually say Bernard and AC said Claire?
I can't remember.
All I know is that B has been silently mauling about this for ages.
What?
Oh, you gonna put me on blast?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow. You were the one.
I found it.
Oh.
Oh wow. Noir is just a wellspring of information these days.
Yeah, that's actually.
Wait, what?
Oh, hold on. Everybody died, I think.
Oh,
No,
I'm still here.
I'm
there we go,
alive.
okay.
We're always been alive.
I'm a
I
human,
have
and
pushed
I'm
the talk.
coming.
I just
Now.
coughed really loud, so I didn't press the button because I'm not the kind of person to cough into the mic.
So I just figured that Claire was probably when after Khan mentioned the dissociative identity thing. It's like, oh, okay, maybe it's just another identity. No, apparently not. It's just a meta name.
Kaneko presumed that states, this comparison also makes me wonder if there will be a Saint Bernard of Clairvaux. We have Beatrice and Virgilia. Just need another character to guide Battler who is mystic but more neutral good.
I was talking about thank you, Noir. I was talking about the Divine.
I
I
can't
figured
believe
there would have been another character who would have acted like this, and I super fucking called this.
I can't believe Rindy thought I would think about the name Claire Bernard of Clairvaux.
I didn't think so. I didn't. But
you were fighting it though.
Yes, that was
English
that
major
was in
days
last September.
Also, I read that
You might have been right about this, but you were wrong about Luna. No, I'm kidding.
No, I kind of had the Lunon thing coming, and you guys are very clever for pulling that off, by the way.
Yes,
They didn't pull off
Lunon has
shit. They
been,
just didn't say anything.
Lunon has been a very distinct sticking point with us in the Fight Club. We've made multiple jokes about Lunantris.
Yes,
as well as,
I also would like to preface this is that once you get into the Fight Club, we did kind of goof on some silly theories, so please do not feel bad.
I would have done it.
Yeah, Bone would be that vicious.
What?
I mean, we could talk about a very
You okay there? Because it sounded like you were talking. Mindy, you good?
Oh shit!
Are people okay? I heard someone choking and spit taking.
I am lovable and
What?
adorable and cuddly, Crimson.
Oh my god.
My name was
fuck.
mentioned.
I missed something, but everyone went crazy. I think Bone being sharp and not cuddly.
I believe Crimson
No.
just went in on Bone, and he simply could not recover.
Yeah, he's just like that.
He did not have the iframes to tech that.
And moving on. Oh boy.
But there's a very particularly funny theory that we have clowned on for quite some time that we could talk about if people are down for it.
Okay.
I mean, we've gone on for quite a while. Maybe we could fill up some time with the chapters that don't quite align at the end.
I feel like now would be also a good time.
Shoot
You
that.
know what? Here. Listen.
Oh, dang.
We can make this a very, very, very brief thing. We're not gonna go into too much elaboration, but this is also for the viewers at home. So, so at one point, we asked people for theories after a certain point because we didn't have the time for it during a stream, and I believe at one point Joshi specifically asked Khan for a human explanation, like something that could be done by humans. This is in chapter 2 during the chapel scene, and Khan specifically mentioned the possibility that they were all given a drug that made them eat, like non-stop, like they made them eat all the candy until their stomachs burst out. Now, admittedly, Nox's rules invalidates this, but for a very long time, we made a joke about the drug that makes you eat food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Wait a minute, isn't that just weed?
No, it's something like a weed-based substance that would just continuously make you hungry.
I don't think that exists.
Not
Khan
inflation
officially
weed. I'm
pitching
dead,
into
bro.
the Rockinjima weed massacre.
You
Oh
ever
my
take
God.
one of these?
Yeah, I don't think that it would have been the drug, even if
I can't believe everyone died due to the reefer madness.
The Mirajamidge.
What is up with this dollar store weed?
Was
Alright.
the drug that makes you eat food before Randy joined us? I forgot.
Drug that makes
Wait,
you
what
food
was
before
that?
Randy joined. Drug that makes you food before Randy joined us.
Okay.
Mad.
A pre-Rindy joke.
To think that Randy's kind of only been here since the later half of the story.
Randy joined like right smack dab in part
I mean
4.
non-dairy uke dairy, non something uke dairy man,
Yeah.
non-rigid uke dairy
Oh,
man.
right.
Non-rigid Uke Dairy Man.
That was awesome.
We didn't get that on stream, and I am so sad. That fucking
We
reveal.
kinda did. We kinda did. But anyways, what do you want to say, Randy?
Aftermath.
Hold on. I need to think about where I am. Hold on. Wait.
Oh no, bot.
Oh, is,
It's
is
fine
there a
now.
bot in
Bots
here?
be like,
Oh, my psionic warriors, seal this boo-boo bear within the block room. I command you.
I don't actually have your stream up. Fuck.
hey, Orange Boy, want some free penis and watch him pick?
Can I actually block this thing?
How did
Yeah,
I
I
clown
think
you?
you can. How do I?
I mean, I
tried.
can, but hold on a second. Manage suspicious.
Rindy is very funny.
Randy, you're great.
Let's see. I restricted them. Can I just like dead ass remove them? Stop.
I think
Okay, there you go. Okay, thank you, Bone. You took
There,
care of that.
it's
I
really
figured it out.
it's really weird because like I don't know how to delete comments anymore on Twitch because I think Twitch changed how you do that.
I typed /ban.
All right.
But yeah.
But that's enough of that. Funny bits explained and all that fun stuff. We're gonna end it now. Have a good night, everybody.
Yes.
We will see
Insight
you all
game.
later. Oh,
Good night.
Bye.
bye bye.